Everybody remembers the joke. Almost nobody remembers what happened next. Two guys with no industry connections, no famous last names, no backup plan. They released a song so ridiculous that the entire music industry laughed at them. Critics called them a joke, a meme, a one-hit wonder. And just a few years later, those same two guys were standing on the Grammy stage. This is the untold story of the Chainsmokers. New York City, 2012. Alex Pall is working at an art gallery. Andrew Taggart is a college student trying to figure out his future. Neither of them is famous. Neither of them has industry connections. Neither of them has money. What they do have is obsession. Every spare hour goes into music. Small apartments, cheap equipment, long nights, hundreds of unfinished tracks. They upload songs online, send demos everywhere. Labels ignore them. Managers ignore them. Promoters ignore them. Weeks become months. Months become years. Nothing changes. Then come the humiliating shows. Tiny venues, college parties, half-empty rooms. Sometimes almost nobody shows up. One night they stand behind their equipment looking at an empty dance floor. No energy, no crowd, no applause, just silence. For many artists, that would have been the end. For the Chainsmokers, it became fuel. Then, in 2014, everything changes. A strange song called Selfie appears online. The track is ridiculous, funny, chaotic, a parody of social media culture. And somehow, it explodes. Millions of streams, radio stations everywhere, global attention. Overnight, the Chainsmokers become famous. But there is a problem. Nobody respects them. Critics dismiss them immediately. Industry insiders call them a novelty act, a viral accident, a joke that got lucky, a one-hit wonder with an expiration date. And for a moment, it looks like they might be right. Then Alex and Andrew make the most important decision of their careers. Instead of chasing another joke, they do the opposite. They start writing real songs, more emotional, more personal, more honest. The result is Roses, then New York City. Then comes a song that changes everything, Closer, featuring Halsey. Nobody could have predicted what would happen next. Closer doesn't just become a hit, it becomes a cultural phenomenon. The song spends 12 weeks at #1 in the United States. 12 weeks. It dominates radio, streaming, YouTube, everywhere. Suddenly the laughter stops. The same industry that mocked them is now studying them. Because the joke act from New York has just created one of the defining songs of an entire generation. Then the impossible happens. A Grammy Award, Best Dance Recording. The two guys who once performed to empty rooms are standing on one of the biggest stages in music. And they are not finished. Something just like this with Coldplay follows. Billions of streams, global success, sold-out arenas. At that point, the Chainsmokers are no longer simply successful artists. They are one of the defining acts of modern pop and electronic music. But what makes their story special isn't the numbers. It's what happened before the numbers. The rejection, the embarrassment, the empty rooms, the years nobody talks about. Because most people only see success after it arrives. Very few see the hundreds of moments that almost stopped it from happening. The Chainsmokers never forgot those moments. And maybe that's why their story resonates with so many people. Because behind every hit record were two guys trying to prove that they belonged. From empty dance floors to Grammy Awards, from being called a joke to becoming one of the biggest music acts in the world. The Chainsmokers proved something simple. Sometimes the people everyone laughs at first are the same people everyone applauds later. Subscribe for more untold stories behind the artists who changed music forever,